If you want to get at the truth, follow the money. That's what Deep Throat told the investigative journalists who uncovered the Watergate scandal in the 70s. These days, you scroll past the business news sections and there's numbers at the bottom with codes and prices. This is all information about what people are doing with money, investors, lenders, buyers, sellers. Understanding finance is understanding people. Why would someone want to exaggerate their profits? Why downplay how much profit you made? What route did the money take? And why did it need such a scenic route? Hi, my name is Vincent. I'm a payment manager at Statrys, a licensed money service operator in Hong Kong. Payment systems are like electricity. Nobody thinks about how it works, just that it does. So why do USD transfers take days with fees nobody saw coming? Why do Hong Kong dollars payments in Hong Kong clear in half an hour? Why are payments instant and free in Thailand? It's because different routes have different checkers checking the money. They're always asking, why is the sender sending this money? They say they're buying a car for an employee, but it's tens of millions of USD. Does that make any sense? Are they lying? What are they up to? My job is to stop financial crimes. And throughout history, there have been many financial crimes that ruined millions, sometimes billions of lives. You've probably heard of the FTX Scandal, the crypto exchange founded by Sam Bankman-Fried. You probably know at least a bit about the Panama Papers. And recently, you probably heard about the biggest money laundering scandal in Singaporean history, and probably one of the biggest in the world. Today, I'll be explaining each one and how they happened. Now, let's talk about FTX, a company that for a while looked like the future of finance, but it ended up being one of the biggest criminal finance scandals in history. FTX was a cryptocurrency exchange platform founded in 2019 by Sam Bankman-Fried, a rising star, a young and ambitious entrepreneur. The company grew insanely fast, attracting billions of dollars from investors and customers. By 2022, FTX was valued at $32 billion. But instead of keeping things straightforward, FTX took a downturn on a very risky path. FTX didn't just deal in cryptocurrencies. They also created their own digital token, called FTT. Basically, they decided to print their own money. And through a bunch of marketing, giveaways, discounts and stuff, their token became widely popular. And for a while, everything seemed great. But here's where things start to get murky. FTX had a sister company called Alameda Research, also founded by Bankman-Fried. Alameda was a trading firm that dabbled in high-risk bets on cryptocurrencies. Alameda claimed they had a bunch of assets of their portfolio in order to attract investors. But what they didn't advertise was that FTX token, FTT, was a major part of their assets. Basically, they told people they had a bunch of assets in their portfolio, but the value of these assets were kind of made up by them. In late 2022, an investigative news report from CoinDesk revealed this to the world. As soon as investors and customers realized that FTX and Alameda were intertwined in such a risky way, panic set in. People rushed to withdraw their money from FTX, but the money wasn't there. FTX had been using customer deposits to fund Alameda's risky bets, and when those bets didn't pay off, FTX couldn't cover the withdrawals. In just a matter of days, FTX collapsed and filed for bankruptcy. Billions of dollars lost. Now, let's dive into another major financial scandal that shook the world, the Panama Papers. That wasn't just a bunch of people hiding some cash, it was a global network of secrecy that involved some of the most powerful people on the planet. The Panama Papers refers to a massive leak of 11.5 million confidential documents from Panama law firm called Mossack Fonseca. These documents, which surfaced in April 2016, exposed a sprawling system of offshore accounts and shell companies used by the world's elite to hide wealth, dodge taxes, and sometimes engage in outright illegal activities. Some of them were probably in the slave trade or toppling government for the highest bidder. Think of it like this. Imagine you could set up a secret bank account in a place no one will ever think to look. This account will be in the name of a company that doesn't really do anything except hold your money. You may have heard of the term holding company before. That's what Mossack Fonseca specialized in, setting up these shell companies in tax havens around the world, where those jurisdiction laws also allowed for everything to remain far from the police eyes. Basically, no one could tell what bad stuff they were up to, mostly because nobody thought to look there. Now, to be clear, not everyone named in the Panama Papers was doing something illegal. Offshore accounts and shell companies can be used for legitimate purposes. Mossack Fonseca, the law firm at the center of it all, eventually had to shut down, unable to recover from the damage to its reputation. The Panama Papers serve as a reminder that even in today's world where transparency is increasingly demanded, there are still hidden corners where wealth and power can be concealed. But as this scandal showed, the secrets don't always stay hidden forever. Now, I'm sure you know Singapore is among the world's most secure, efficient, and reliable financial hubs, right next to financial titans like Hong Kong, London, and New York. But that's why when a 3 billion money laundering case happened here, it shocked everyone. It's one of the largest cases of its kind globally. A storm was brewing in 2021. Authorities stumbled upon a series of suspicious documents from what they thought was a relatively small gang of money launderers. To avoid alerting the culprits, a clandestine police investigation was launched. They learned there was much more than what they thought. Finally, on August 15, 2023, they had gathered enough evidence. It was now or never. Before the sun could rise, over 400 Singaporean police officers raided multiple locations on the island. They seized assets worth billions from this small gang of money launderers. Well, turns out they weren't small. They had connections to big gang of unlicensed money lenders in China, as well as scammers and online gambling operations based in the Philippines. 10 individuals, all Chinese nationals from Fujian, were arrested and charged. These individuals cleverly obtained various non-Chinese passports, making it difficult to trace their operations. The assets seized were not just cash. They included luxury properties, vehicles, and even collectibles like bear bricks. It's like pulling on a loose thread and watching the entire sweater unravel. One connection led to another, exposing a network of financial crimes that crossed borders and involved massive sums of money. Those were some of the wildest true stories of financial crime. Then it gives you a small peek into why payment systems are so complicated and why there are fees involved. Anyways, if you want to make secure, efficient transfers with a business account, consider Statrys. Statrys is based in Hong Kong, which is part of the Financial Action Task Force, the FATF. A G7 initiative with over 37 members and experts from the World Bank, the IMF, and the UN, all aimed at preventing financial crime. So you can rest assured that we're operating with one of the highest standards in the world. Statrys multi-currency business accounts allow you to send, receive, and hold 11 major currencies, and deal with other currencies with low to no fees. You can apply completely online to open a business account for free with no minimum deposit. Feel free to reach out to our team via these channels or go to statrys.com to get started. Thanks for watching.